Welcome back, students. In the previous lecture we have started our discussion about FETs, and in the FETs we tried to understand different types of FETs along with the comparison of FET with BJT, and there were three types we have gone through. The three types were JFET, then MESFET, right? MESFET is a metal semiconductor field effect transistor, and there are two types of the MOSFET, metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor, as depletion type MOSFET and enhancement type MOSFET. So today in this lecture we will talk more about FET, constructions and characteristics of JFET, and what are the terminals and how the biasing to this JFET is being made. To understand this JFET concept, so first of all, very important point, JFET is a three terminal device and it is one capable of controlling the current between the other two. So that one terminal which is capable of controlling current flowing between the other two is nothing but the gate. As we have discussed in the previous lecture, gate is the controlling terminal in the JFET. So what are the three terminals we understood? We also know that first is drain, source which can be connected to the N channel, and gate which is connected to the P channel. And how this drain and source and gate are constructed, let's try to understand it in the next diagram. So here N channel, now try to understand, as there are three terminal, one is gate, this gate is connected, let's say it is N channel MOSFET. N channel MOSFET means this is a channel. Channel is actually the way through which charge carriers flow. So gate is the controlling terminal. So try to understand, there are two P region, P type semiconductor region, which are internally connected, and one terminal is drawn. The terminal name is gate. Then there is one channel means one N type of the semiconductor region which is constructed, to which one terminal is taken known as drain, another terminal is taken known as source. Now try to understand, whenever the voltage, certain voltage is given between gate to source, because always the voltages are given between two terminal, the width of the depletion region of the P is going to change, and which affects the flow of charge carrier from N channel. Now try to understand, in the next diagram it is a P channel. Here also two N type regions are internally connected, and these internally connected terminals or regions are, one terminal is drawn from it, the name of that terminal is gate. Now what is the difference between that? Here two P channels are taken, two P regions are taken to construct the gate. Here two N regions are taken to construct the gate. Now if two N regions are taken, one P region is taken, and two terminals are derived from it, one is source and one is drain. Now try and understand, once again, whenever certain gate to source voltage is applied across it, then this depletion region of N region and P region will try to increase or decrease depending on whatever the voltage we may apply, and accordingly the current flowing through the source to drain is interrupted, or it is changed, or it is going to vary depending on what is the voltage we are applying across gate to source, and depending on that we say that gate is a controlling terminal. Now among this N channel and P channel, N channel is most widely used. One may ask the question, why N channel FETs are widely used? Because mobility, it is denoted by mu, mobility of electron is always greater than mobility of holes. Holes are denoted by the P. So mobility of electrons is more than mobility of holes, and because of that, for the same voltage applied between gate to source or drain to source, more number of charge carriers can move through this channel, and that's why N channel is more widely used than the P channel. Now look at the symbol. If you do remember, I will just draw the symbol of transistor. This is NPN transistor, NPN region, and there is another called PNP. Okay, here it is emitter, PNP. Now arrowhead in any of these symbols, if you do remember, the arrowhead in the symbols represents the direction of conventional current flow. What do you mean by conventional? It represents, the arrowhead always represents the direction of conventional current flow. See, let's say there is a point A and there is a point B. If electrons flow from A to B, we assume conventional direction of the current flow from B to A. It is opposite to the direction of the electron flow. In the same way, arrowhead in the transistor represents direction of the conventional current flow. Here in the NPN, the same is the case with the PNP. Also, the arrowhead indicates direction of conventional current flow. Coming back to the FETs now, in the FETs also, see, there is one arrowhead going from gate to this gate region to the source region. So this arrowhead indicates direction of conventional current flow. There is one symbol, drain and source. What is the expectation? It is represented in the rectangular form. So drain, source and gate. The arrowhead is represented at gate. If you do remember, arrowhead in the symbol of the transistor represents emitter. Different from in FET, arrowhead represents the gate terminal. Okay, whether it may be a N channel or a P channel, the arrowhead indicates the gate terminal. Now coming back to this particular diagram, now see, P type region, if you can see the one which is in the gray color, this one I am talking about, this represents the depletion region. So two P type of the regions, one common terminal is taken from them named as gate, one is source terminal, and this is N channel MOSFET. We are now going to talk about N channel MOSFET, and see, this is the depletion region and these are the ohmic contacts. Ohmic contacts are made to take the terminals out from that particular region. So let's say this ohmic contact will take the gate region out from this and then drain and source are also consist of this ohmic contact. Now this is a N channel MOSFET. Drain and source are connected to this N channel and gate is connected to the P type material. Now to have the analogy, to have the real life example, let's say this is a source of water flow. The water will flow from this point to this point, and gate is just like a tap. Gate is just like a tap which controls this flow of water which is coming from this source to this drain. Let's say our sink is there. In this sink we will consider the drain, and from source this current of the water is coming like this. Now gate is acting as controlling terminal. If we tighten this tap, the flow of water will be reduced. If we loosen this tap to the fullest, there will be water flow to its fullest. Now try to understand here. If we consider source as electrons, let's say electrons are emitted and gate is a controlling terminal. How many electrons should reach to the drain depends on what is the position of the gate. Similar to that, what is the voltage we applied across gate to source, depending on that the flow of charge carrier from source to drain will be decided, and that's why gate is called controlling terminal. So to understand that, this is a close analogy. So tap water and the sink along with this gate as a tap. Is it okay? Now try to understand the next concept. JFETs are always operated with gate source PN junction reverse bias. What is meaning of reverse bias? If P type of the semiconductor is connected to the negative terminal of the battery and N type of the semiconductor is connected to the positive terminal of the battery, then we say that FET or that PN junction is reverse bias. So in case of the gate to source junction is always reverse bias. Reverse biasing of the gate to source junction with the negative voltage produces a depletion region along PN region which extends into the N channel and thus increases the resistance by restricting the channel width as shown in the preceding figure. Now see, I will just explain it to you. See what happens. What happens in this? There are two P regions to which, let's say, gate to source voltage. Okay, let me explain this in the previous diagram so that you will understand. You know that now gate to source junction is reverse bias. Now gate is connected to P, so I will connect a negative terminal of the battery here and positive terminal of the battery I will connect it to the source. What will happen? Because of the reverse biasing, you know that when the PN junction is reverse bias, the depletion region widens. So depletion region will be something like this to both the junction. Now if I once again increase this reverse bias voltage, depletion region further widens. If it further widens, it opposes the flow of electrons from source which are reaching to the drain, and by virtue of this depletion region we can control the electrons which are flowing from source to drain, and that's how the gate is acting as a controlling terminal, and the resistance of this channel will be increased or decreased depending on what is the potential of reverse bias we apply across this gate to source junction, and that's why we say that gate is a controlling terminal. At the same time, in the JFET, gate to source junction is always reverse bias. Try to understand. Reverse bias means depletion region widens. and in case of forward bias, depletion region narrows. Okay, so we can say that biasing, forward biasing or whatever may be biasing is inversely proportional to the depletion region width, or it is width of depletion region. Is it okay? So we are going to see the conceptually when we apply gate to source voltage as 0 and when we increase the gate to source voltage as negative in the next lecture. So thank you very much and keep learning.